Oh my God, I love this book. I love this book. I love this book. I chat way too much for way too long. But here's Super Brain by Deepak Chopra and Rudolph E. Tanzi. It be like, say lately, these videos are not under 10 minutes. And this one's going to be very hard to keep under 10 minutes because this book, Super Brain by Deepak Chopra and Rudolph E. Tanzi, there is so much. I've got my fingers in two places. Hold on. I wanna pick up on in this thing. But when I say there is so much that oh my God. Now, what is amazing about this book is that it incorporates spirituality and science. And I don't know about you guys, but when I was in secondary school, my teachers, no disrespect to y'all, you didn't teach me this shit. And I'm very, very upset because there is so much that I wish I knew in terms of the way my brain was set up. You know, like cerebral cortex, your hippocampus, all of these big words, abangam. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know that there was a reptilian brain, an intuitive brain, an instinctual brain. Like our brains, that everything is all kept in certain parts in our beautiful brain. I just thought it was one big thing firing off here and there whenever it wanted to. And that's not the case. A lot of our behaviors, our patterns are reinforced neurons, synapses, electrical energy that we have learned from childhood up until whatever age we're at now, right? And, you know, sometimes we feel quite helpless in terms of the decisions we make or the way we react to certain situations. And we always, I should say I, instead of trying to project it outside of me, I always felt like a lot of my external experiences and circumstances were guiding my life, whereas I could guide my life from the inside. Create my own reality, as you will. Yeah, I might think I'm a hippie by now. I don't mind. I probably am. But still. I'm going to read you sections of this book. Listen, let me tell you, the whole book. Even when it got mad sciencey and I didn't understand what was going on, I found this book so beneficial. And I'm not going to get distracted and read other parts of the book that, oh no, the bit that I folded is lifted up already. Damn. See? It's happening. Okay. So this part of the book is called Making Your Reality, Your Brain, Your World. And the part of the book that I underlined, I'm just going to read certain parts that I've underlined, okay? Once you bring in self-awareness, reality shifts. You start to take control. The power to change is dawning. We are aware of being aware. In other words, our level of self-conscious transcends simple learning and memory in the brain. Meaning, we understand that we're in this, in the bando, in the dunya, moving in whichever way that we need to navigate this current circumstances. We'll go back on that. And I actually, that was a note that I wrote for myself. Without explaining how we relate to those three states, the states of unconsciousness, awareness, and self-awareness, the brain is just doing what it's doing, and therefore it takes your mind to relate to that. While the brain produces feelings and thoughts that you identify with, Superbrain calls upon your ability to be the observer or witness who is detached from the thoughts and feelings delivered by the brain. There's a book that I did a little chat about called The Untethered Soul, and there are other books that I've read before that mention the witness, the watcher, the person who doesn't have an opinion, the inner that doesn't have an opinion on whatever it is the fuck that we're doing, but it's just experiencing life. And I think in The Untethered Soul, I'll never forget the image. It talks about being in a cinema and your life is playing out on the cinema screen and your watcher's just there seeing everything that happens. And I don't know, for me, I was like, rah, so is my watcher just literally allowing things to happen? But then there are so many levels to this shit, right? The watcher is there experiencing the things, and then there's also our consciousness, our mind, in which we draw the experiences to ourselves. We create the the bando, the dunya we created. Run with me, run with me. Okay. In brain scans, various centers in the cerebral cortex light up or grow dim, depending on whether someone has control over their emotions. But for many people, perhaps, the thought of detachment from their emotion trigger a scary version of a sterile, bland existence, devoid of passion. But emotions change depending on how we are. And I think this was also really good. This was a really good book to read. Not drinking alcohol or taking any substances that can alter your ability to control yourself. Basically, if you're like, oh no, I had a couple bevies, that's why I behaved that way. I'd say reading this book sober is probably better, because you can acknowledge and recognize how you react to certain things in real time without those, in often cases, coping mechanisms. We don't really sit with our emotions. I mean, some people do. We go, oh my gosh, I'm stressed. Pour the red wine. Pour the rum. Pour it up. What you don't fall out. Pour it up. Once self-awareness dawns in you, the questions you ask about yourself, about how you think and feel, have no limit. Self-aware questions are the keys that make consciousness expand. And when that happens, the possibilities are infinite. Emotions are not the enemy of self-awareness. Being emotional or having an emotional experience, that's a note that I wrote above the thing, makes a memory stick to the mind. Because sometimes I'll be like, raw. If I rock up to somebody and they're like, oh my God, Ronks, do you remember me? And I'm thinking, I don't know this person. I don't know where I saw this person. How does this person know me? I start to feel bad. Like, how do I not know? But then in this book, when I recognize that, oh, we attach emotions to situations and that's what makes them memories. Because you can't, I mean, some people in the world, they're, you know, amazing. They remember absolutely everything. That must be really difficult to like exist. But on an individual level, I can't be walking around remembering everything and everyone at all times. That shit is tiring. So some people actually meet you and they have this, you know, emotional experience, or people remember places and things that they done or where they were because they attach the emotions to the experience, and therefore that becomes a memory. The brain is just incredible. Jumping, because time is going. This section is called Mystery and Promise in the Enlightened Brain, okay, which I found so interesting. Oh, I really want to go back because there's something about the ego there, but ooh, this you see, this should have been a series. Super Brain should have been a series, section by section, but ain't nobody got time for that. Anyway, enlightenment is about total transformation, but not instant transformation. The brain undergoes its physical shifts as you, its user and leader, reach new stages of personal change. You need to expand them. I think that's a bit... Anyway, nothing needs forcing. The key is to want enlightenment in the first place, which is tied to the whole issue of transformation. If you want to transform yourself, which is what enlightenment is all about, what did your brain need to do? If it can shift as easily as it is shifting right this minute, there is no serious obstacle. The millions of people yearning for personal transformation already have it in hand, actually. Their brain is transforming itself constantly. It also talks about our cells always... Our cells don't think, I need to heal. They're just constantly healing. Beautiful. Just as you cannot step into a river in the same place twice, you can't step into the brain in the same place twice. Both are flowing. The brain is a process, not a thing, a verb, not a noun. Our biggest mistake is to believe that transformation is uncommonly hard. And then it talks about. And then, oh wait, actually, this connects back to what I was saying before about connecting emotions to experiences and therefore becoming memories. Imagine an experience in your past that flooded over you and left you feeling changed. The experience could be positive, like falling in love or getting a big promotion, or it could be negative, like losing your job or getting a divorce. In either case, the effect on your brain is both short-term and long-term. This applies to memory. Since you have specific brain regions for short-term and long-term memory, I learned this in the book, Hippocampus. But the effect goes much further. Overwhelming experiences change your sense of self, your expectations, your fears and wishes for the future, your metabolism, your blood pressure, your sensitivity to stress, and anything else monitored by the central nervous system. Overwhelming experiences transform you. Bro. Wow. Once you accept that transformation is a natural process, one that every cell participates in, enlightenment is no longer out of reach. Bringing your attention back to what is real can become a spiritual practice known as mindfulness. Mindfulness can be made in a way of life. No, mindfulness can be hey, English. Mindfulness can be made into a way of life. And when it is, transformation becomes a way of life too, as natural and unforced as anyone could wish. The mindful way. What are you aware of? What are you aware of right this minute? I'm aware that I can't speak without stuttering. I'm aware that cars are moving, the sun is shining. I'm aware that my hair is looking curly because I just took it out of some flat twists. I'm aware I'm about to go to the gym. You can bring your awareness back to reality and anytime you want to. Basically, this section talks about engaging with that watcher that I spoke about earlier on, however many minutes ago, the person that's always watching. When you bring your awareness to the fact that you are aware, a lot of things become you can hold them in a different way. You can transform them, you can live them in a different way. You can decide basically to choose to react differently or experience the life that you're experiencing at that moment differently. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't even think I'm making sense, but I really hope that all these little bits that I'm chatting about this book makes you want to go read this book, because there are certain things we owe ourselves as human beings. Knowing that we have consciousness readily available to us to use. We have our subconscious, we have our brains and our minds and our nervous systems and all this other stuff that we're constantly, to be honest, in control of, where we are in the driving seat of our lives, right? If we have all of these things readily available to us and we do not acknowledge that we might be able to shift some things, then are we living a fulfilled life? Is life fulfilled? And this don't necessarily mean about being, entirely like Zen and all them other things them there. Even though honestly, I'm like, y'all, I remember when people used to talk to me about meditation before and I'd be looking at them like, what you going on about? Like, relax. And now I'm like, oh, literally, you can change the chemical formation of your brain through meditation. You can chemically make yourself feel happier, be happier, have more of a lust for life through meditation. I'm like, bro, let's do that shit. And it doesn't have to be like, the long one. I mean, eventually you get there, you start to explore it more. You want to find out, how can I feel this way more often? But listen, a 10-minute, 5 minutes sometimes, YouTube guided meditation can switch up your whole day. That's all I'm going to say on that. I really, really hope that whoever watches this video and gets to this part of the video reads Superbrain. I love it because it's science. It's spirituality backed up by science, backed up by facts. For all the skeptics, me too, I'm a skeptic about everything. I'm always asking why, what do you mean? What the fuck? Do you know what I mean? it's such a powerful book. Fuck, it's such a powerful book. And the amount of food, brain food, knowledge and wisdom that you can experience reading this book. I just hope that you read it. Yo, this one, 10 out of 10, 15 out of 15, 100% Rotten Tomatoes, all of them things, them there. It's a very incredible book. And in all honesty, I think it's changed my life. We'll see how long that lasts. Anyway, I hope you all have a beautiful day, night. Whenever I decide to upload this, I hope you enjoy and you watch them. Life is shit, you know? Life is very shit. Thank you, Deepak Chopra. Thank you, Rudolph E. Tanzi, who's a professor of neurology at Harvard Medical School. Imagine that. A whole neuroscientist. Blood. Yeah. You know, when I was reading this book last, I uploaded some pictures because I wanted it to be a thirst trap. I wanted y'all to read the book because I was sexy. Let me pose. I ain't got my shoes on. Wow. Give them super brain butt cheeks. Wow.
Yeah, more thirst trapping. More thirst trapping. Got the abs on fleek, ass cheeks popping.
Guys, buy this book, man. Look at the notes. Look at all the notes. Buy the book. Please. Love you.